Hello, hello. Welcome to our Q&A with some of our tedious fourth years who have been working on a roaring production of The Roaring Girl. Love it, love it. We're going to do some rapid fire general questions. So question number one. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Who is your favorite character in The Roaring Girl? Show it in 3, 2, 1, go. Wingrave, Jack, Maul, Gosshawk, maybe Jack Dapper.
How many people said their own character?
Jack
Just you.
Maul. What is one word to describe the show? Alyssa, I like your face. You're really deep in thought. You're like,
No, I'm just trying to think here. Okay,
This is not a good answer. I'm not on my game.
one word.
I don't know.
Okay.
4,
Or the process.
No, I need more time.
2,
It's a long word. I can't write
and
fast.
a half, and a quarter.
This is not a good word.
Oh,
I think I spelled it wrong.
Ah,
Also, I think
Wrong?
Liam's frozen.
Oh no, Leah.
No.
Wow, mine is so lame compared to yours.
I'm just trying to get out of
no,
the answer.
oh my
I don't know.
Oh,
Kale, how do you? What is
Uproarious.
your?
Oh.
I'm like
a
70%.
dinosaur.
Rochelle said funny. Rose said witty. We got crazy over here. Groovy, baby. Yeah.
Groovy, baby.
London, complex. Last question for a rapid fire round. Who in the show is most like their character?
What if I just said Rochelle?
Oh, Miranda already. She's like,
Oh.
2, 1, and show it to the camera.
I mean this with so much love.
Christina has open work. Saskia's Mall Saskia, Mall Saskia. Alyssa, Saskia, Mall, Kale, Sebastian. Christina, open work, Saskia, Mall, Saskia. Okay.
Catherine, what did Catherine say?
Alyssa.
Honestly, I'm surprised.
Okay, but if you want the truth, I started to write Alyssa, but I thought you'd get mad at me.
No, Christine, are you mad at me?
Probably not.
Raw.
Question number 1. What is a roaring girl?
Saskia.
Yeah, does the Roaring Girl want to take this?
Just anyone who dares to live authentically.
Does anyone else want to give their input?
She's not like other girls.
I was just gonna say does what she wants and like unapologetically.
Yeah.
Apologetic. I like that word.
She's like an advocate for other women as well.
I feel like she listens to herself. She's got a roar of her own, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, a nonconformist.
Who would be considered a roaring girl today?
I'd say my mom. I'd say all of the people in this cast. I'd say Malala. I'd say Michelle Obama. I'd say many other people. There's a lot of roaring girls out there. Janelle Monáe is a roaring girl. Love Janelle Monáe.
AOC comes to mind.
AOC.
It's also interesting because, when this play was written, it's got a lot of really modern ideals, but now like a roaring girl doesn't even begin to cover it almost. Like we've shifted so much, and even though it was extremely radical in its time, like all the boundaries of social constraint and all those structures that we think are real are really breaking down. So it's really fun to put this piece in the context of the more closer to the world we know.
What kind of research and preparation went into the foundation of this process?
A
I mean,
lot.
just so much.
Lot.
Everyone, I think that was one of the things that we tried to do early on was everyone got assigned a specific aspect of both Jacobean England and Elizabeth II England, 60s England.
I just listened to the Rolling Stones a lot.
I mean, that counts.
So much good music.
I think that was really helpful. Like there were a couple of rehearsals where we started dancing and it was so much fun because it was just like you were stepping into that world. And I think music is such a great way into the world that like we're going into. So that was really fun.
We also started with music, but also in terms of research, thinking about like comedians that we have watched and thinking about comedy and what makes us laugh, and having that as a springboard into comedy in The Roaring Girl.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time looking at the parallels between the 60s and the 1600s, and to all our shock and sometimes like expectation, but there's a lot of similarities in the sort of social structures that were happening at the time and how the culture was like commenting back on what was happening. Like we talk about the gallants, which are huge in this play. And then you look at London in the 1960s, and in the tradition of literature, what was happening is you had all these stories and films about the angry young men. And it's the same kind of like wife stealing, like womanizing man that came up again, which I think is really interesting to think of, like the cycles of culture that were happening in London so many years apart.
What would be a gallant today?
A boy that holds too many hands.
A promiscuous boy.
Promiscuous boy.
Promiscuous boy.
Thank you so much, everyone, for taking time to answer our questions, give us some rapid fire action. And we are so excited to see The Roaring Girl and see you guys shine on our screens. We're very excited. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.